By the way, you were giving that place 1 star, like Abraham Lincoln gave Ford Theater.
Right.
Abraham Lincoln's wrote a Yelp review.
Yeah.
And it said 1 star. I was murdered there. Would not go there again.
Would not recommend.
Would not recommend.
So aside from that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
Sorry for all those Abraham Lincoln fans out there, but
yeah, too soon.
That's a great joke.
It is solid.
Anyways, too soon.
History humor. Yeah, sorry that was too soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is
Scott.
Hey, yo. Is that his younger brother? It's gonna be
Jeff.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
And you're listening to
all of the great action figures from our good friends at Hasbro.
the Fullyposeable
Have your own WrestleMania with all your favorite figures.
Wrestling Figure
Each sold separately from LJN.
Podcast.
And we are the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling.
Hey, welcome to episode 492 of the Fullyposeable Wrestling Figure Podcast, longest running episodic wrestling figure podcast going today. My name is Jeff. I'm the man of 1,003 and a half ailments. And sitting alongside next to me is my real life brother, not storyline brother, Scott. Scott, say hello.
Hello.
Shoulder's getting a little bit better, dude. So we're kind of seeing where this goes.
So you're calling it a half?
Yeah, I'm calling it a half. So it's a little bit better. So I would say it's half better.
Okay. So by episode like 1452, you might be down to like 903 and a half ailments?
No, I'd be down to 103.
Oh, 103. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. This ailment will heal up, and then that's probably about as good as it's going to get for the rest of my life, you know?
So you're going to stay at 1,003.
I'll stay at 1,003.
Okay. Very good.
That's where I'm here for here on out, you know?
Goals.
Scott, I'm drinking a dirty soda.
What'd you dip your balls in it or something?
Dude, you know it too?
Well, it's that fizzy, the carbonation.
Yeah,
Tinkles.
yeah. It's like after you shave, you know, and you dip your balls in the soda. It tingles. Yeah. You know, it's like Kevin McAllister, except you slap. Okay, never mind. So I do.
What?
Sorry, I just went off on a tangent. So, no, it's a dirty soda. So what I did is I bought this vanilla protein drink over at Costco. It's called Nuru.
Okay.
Anyways, it's a vanilla milkshake type protein drink. However, you mix it with a soda and it gives it like a root beer float type taste to it. So I mixed Dr. Pepper into it.
Oh, so you have like a Dr. Pepper float.
Yeah, exactly, dude. So it's like they call it a dirty soda or dirty Sanchez, I think. So
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's something along those lines. But anyways, the soda's hella good. So it's like a root beer float, dude.
So yeah, you have to dip 2 fingers in it and then wipe it across your mustache line.
No, you dip your balls in it. We were just talking about it, remember?
Oh, but then the 2 fingers and then across the mustache line. That completes the dirty Sanchez or the dirty soda.
Yeah, you walk up to somebody on the street and you just
right.
It's like Simba, but across the upper lip, you know?
Right. You've been blessed.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, right. I'm drinking one of those tonight.
Okay. Yeah. Taco Bell was doing something similar on their menu. I think it was last month. They were doing like a dirty Baja Blast, but it was basically like a vanilla cream into a Baja Blast, and Peyton got it a few times. It was hella good.
How are you doing?
I have a bone to pick. Not with you.
Oh, I was like, shit, what did I do?
With Amazon.
The character on CNES Wrestling?
No, I love that Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Because he bites your forehead. That's a good finishing move. Yeah. His tag team partner should be Abdullah the Butcher. So Amazon just bites you. Abdullah sticks a fork in you.
So why do you have a issue with Jeff Bezos?
So I texted you last night. Let me back up. I've been complaining for weeks I haven't been able to get DDP. Right? So last week I'm like, yeah, Amazon. I bought them on Amazon, got a gift card, blah, 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 blah. Cool. DDP is coming. Supposed to arrive yesterday. Keith Barakis reached out to me, which, by the way, thank you so much, and said, hey, did you still need DDP? And I was like, no, dude, I'm good. I got them on Amazon, but thank you. And then you had some people reach out to you saying, hey, does Scott still need DDP? You reached out to me. I said, no, I'm good. He's coming from Amazon. I'm all set. So I get home last night. My box from Amazon arrives. I'm like, sweet, DDP's here. Red flag number 1, I lift the box and I kind of shake it a little bit. And I can clearly hear that the figure inside is just rattling around. No problem. I was going to open it anyway. I don't care. Not a big deal. I opened the box. Sure enough, no packing materials in there. It's literally a box, the figure, that's it. Red flag number 2. I won't count the packing materials. I was going to open it. Red flag number 2. The figure is face down, and I can tell clearly that the back of the package has been ripped back, meaning they grabbed that top flap and ripped backwards. And I go, well, that's not cool, but I can tell that it's the correct DDP, or it should be, from the back of the box, because it's got Shamrock, Ringmaster, and Brett. I'm like, cool, it's the right DDP, because, they did another look like that DDP, and I was like, oh shit, did they screw it up? But they didn't. Except I took the figure out, turned it over. It was a repacked figure from Walmart, meaning I was a victim of all of those kit bashes that you see sitting on the pegs when somebody wants parts. So this DDP had clearly been opened. It was DDP's body from the new figure, but they had put the short-haired DDP head on it.
Son of a bitch.
Taken off the shirt and stripped all of the accessories. So no gorilla head, no extra hands. I was pissed because you can't say that, oh, that was a mistake, we didn't notice. No. Clearly you did. The box was ripped open. It looks nothing like the picture of the item that I bought. You can clearly see missing divots in the card where the hands are supposed to go.
Right.
You can clearly see that that's off.
Oh,
none of it
dude.
looks correct. I was pissed. Immediately jumped on, set up the return. They wanted it returned. I'm like, seriously? This Frankenstein ass figure? No problem. So I took it back today. I returned it, just drop it off the UPS store. They scan the thing, off it goes. So I'll get my refund.
Was it in an Amazon box?
No, it was in. So it had like weird shipping stickers on it, but it was not an Amazon box. There was no Amazon tape, no nothing. So I think the third party shipped it.
Okay. I'm trying to defend the third party company. So maybe they were like, they received the return and they didn't even look at it. I'm kind of trying to play devil's advocate for the company.
Well, screw them, and they can enjoy their awful 1-star review that I blasted them with on Amazon.
So glad I can convince you.
Yeah, no, screw them, dude. I was so pissed. What really bothers me is if I was a parent or a grandparent buying this as a gift and I had handed it off to little Timmy or little Susie and been like, here's the DDP figure you've been waiting for so long. Kid's going to look at me like I'm the asshole.
Poor little Timmy was like, who the hell's this? Is this, who's DDP?
Yeah.
Little Susie's like, Grandma, you got me a wrestling figure. I wanted a Barbie.
Uncle Scott got me this wrestling figure again. I don't like wrestling. He keeps buying me the figures. I hate them.
Oh, man. Well, that sucks, dude. But what ended up happening today?
Yeah, so I reached out to you immediately. Like, it was no sooner that I had opened the box and pulled out that figure that I was like, I literally was turning people down today for this figure. So I immediately texted you like, dude, I need DDP, and then sent you a picture of what I had received. And luckily you were able to reach out to Norm because he had told you he had found one. You reached back out to him, said, hey, ends up Scott needs one now. So Norm came through for me. So again, Norm saves the day. So I appreciate you, Norm. And Baracus, thank you so much for reaching out, dude. I appreciate that.
So I was working late last night and I was out in an area that has a couple of Walmarts that are open till about 11 or so. Well, we got working with some docs and I didn't get back to even my car till like 11:30. So I was like, oh crap. I didn't get a chance to stop by Walmart to see if they have the DDP still for Scott. Cause I was going to stop by and pick it up for you.
Oh, thanks for thinking about me though, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I felt horrible for you. Cause once I popped open that picture and it wasn't a titty pic, dude, I was like, oh, this is a double whammy, you know?
Yeah. Now I'm disappointed too.
Now I'm disappointed in Scott and for Scott, you know? But no, dude, I felt so bad for you. Now, out of curiosity, did you go into the area of Amazon where it says cheaper options available?
No, I did not.
So you ordered it straight from Amazon.
Yes. It didn't say cheaper options. It said other options available.
Yeah.
And I just clicked add to cart.
Okay.
Yep. And it was like $42.50 or something like that. So I was like, add to cart, boom, I'm done. This is awesome. DDP's coming here. And yeah. Look, had I purchased this off of like Facebook Marketplace and sent money, friends and family, I'd be screwed. So if anything, I'm thankful, bought it through Amazon. My money was protected. I'm going to get the refund. They're going to get their crappy figure back. So at least it wasn't that. It could have been a lot worse. They can enjoy their awful 1-star.
So after you left your review, by chance, did you go through and read their other reviews?
No, I didn't even bother.
Okay.
I was so mad. I'm like, nope, I'm jumping off of Amazon because I'm super irritated. I was so mad, dude. But like I said, it could have been a lot worse. So now I've had a day to chill out. I'm like, that's fine. Plus Norm got me the DDP, so it's like, it's all good. Happy ending, but aggravating.
Well, dude, I'm sorry that happened to you, dude.
Well, hey, live and learn, man. That's if you're going to go through those third-party sellers on Amazon, just at least your money's protected and your purchase, you have peace of mind buying through Amazon because at least they back you up.
Yeah. You guys know where to find all of our shirts, everything, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Fullyposeable WFP. If you want to send us any audio questions, anything else, I'll send it on over to fullyposeablewfp at gmail.com. Scott, what is your Galoob Mount Rushmore?
Ooh, well, it's kind of a small sample size there, right? There's not a lot to pick from.
Doom.
Yeah, specifically their lower half with the sweats and the sneakers.
Arn Anderson with the super bald head in the back.
Yeah. Lex Luger, the taking a dump pose. Obviously, it leads off with Sting. That's one of the best wrestling figures ever made, not just one of the best Galoobs. In fact, we've talked about like iconic figures, right? Like the Hogan LJN. I would put Sting up there too. You don't hear many bad words about that Sting, but it's a very, very iconic figure that if you wanted to argue that for the figure collecting logo, I wouldn't hate it. I think that would be a good choice too. So you got to start off with Sting, right? Man, you got to include the UK ones in there too. Sure. So do. I can't pick Sting again. I'm going to throw the Freebirds on there.
Okay, good choice.
I'll use those and I'll do kind of like I did with the Nasty Boys last week, and that you take up one of the stones with kind of a two-face option there. Man, I love Pillman's pose.
Pillman's pose is good, yes.
And I don't mind the head sculpt on Pillman.
Okay.
I'm going to go Big Josh.
Oh, good choice. Good choice. The flannel shirt, the cutoff jeans, everything. That is an excellent figure. Good choice.
And the axe handle. Perfect accessory for him.
Yep.
Okay, so Big Josh is up there. See, I'm kind of going against what I said last week with the Hasbro Mount Rushmore, and like all the kids had to have it. But that's the thing with the Galoob line is it wasn't very popular with kids that we knew.
Mm-hmm.
Or collectors that we knew. They didn't really go out of their way to get the WCW figures. So I don't really have that to go off of here.
Now think about all of our collecting friends nowadays. When they talk about the Galoobs, which ones do they normally bring up? Like,
what's always first series? It's Sting.
It's Sting. Who else would you throw in there? Like, we can't throw Flair in there. Flair, a terrible pose. The face was good. I mean, it was way better than the Hasbro, but
it was good. Yeah. The Luger, the same. Good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'll round it out with Sid.
Okay. Sid's on my Mount Rushmore as well, but which Sid?
I like the neon look.
I did too.
Because I think he wore that singlet. Was it Halloween Havoc?
I think you're right.
Which was like the reddish pink singlet.
Yeah.
I thought he wore that at Halloween Havoc, and that whole neon look just screams late 80s, early 90s to me. So I've always been partial to that one, like that Luger Mattel that came out that had like those bright orange trunks.
Yep.
Like, I love that because that's what those guys wore back then. So it was cool when Mattel did that kind of throwback to that Sid with that reddish pink singlet. Love that. So I think I would take that one if I had to choose between the two. The Sting, I can't go UK because that first series is just, again, one of those iconic figures. As much as I like that second Sting, I don't want two Stings on the Mount Rushmore. So I think I'll call it there. I think I'll go Fabulous Freebirds as one of the stones. We'll go Sting, the series 1. We'll go Sid, and we'll go Big Josh.
So on mine, I had Sting, obviously, and I did say Sid, and I had the UK Sid on there because I do like the outfit that he was in.
Samesies.
Also on that Mount Rushmore is Barry Windham.
Yeah, that's a good Barry. And I've told this story before too. I doubled him up as Undertaker in the Hasbros.
Barry is on that Mount Rushmore. The only knock against it was no knee pads, and it drove me insane. But at the same time, the pose was perfect. The ponytail, it captured Barry Windham for that specific moment in time.
And a very good sculpt.
Yep. My last one, I know people are going to laugh because can you imagine a Mount Rushmore with a face of Elegante on there? So the reason that Elegante is up there, the scaling on him was really well done because he was bigger than most of the other figures, right?
Yeah, he was massive.
He had his ridiculous outfit. The face on it is good. I'm not going to say great, but it was really good for them capturing Elegante at that time.
I mean, look, for 1991, that was great.
Yeah. So I have those 4 on the Mount Rushmore. Honorable mention to the Fabulous Freebirds.
Yeah, and good call on Elegante, dude. If I had an honorable mention, that would probably be mine. Would be El Gigante, maybe Dustin Rhodes too. I like the outfit that they put him in.
Remember how we were talking about we need a second Rushmore?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, like a second tier.
We need Mount with the first 4 and Rushmore with the second 4.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. By the way, you were giving that place 1 star, like Abraham Lincoln gave Ford Theater.
Right.
Abraham Lincoln wrote a Yelp review.
Yeah.
And it said 1 star. I was murdered there. Would not go there again.
Would not recommend.
Would not recommend.
So aside from that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
Sorry for all those Abraham Lincoln fans out there, but
yeah, too soon.
That's a great joke.
It is solid.
Anyways, too soon.
History humor. Yeah, sorry, that was too soon.
Oh man. So speaking of toys, well, that's all we talk about on the show. SDC is right around the corner, Scott, and a couple of big figure lines dropped some big news today. One of those is Mask. Welcome back to the toy market, Mask.
Yeah, and I think we had talked about this a while back, that Mask was making its re-entrance into the toy world. And just what a cool line. We've talked about Mask a bunch on this show, that we were completely surprised that this one hasn't gotten more love because every toy line from the 80s seems to have come back at one point or another. And this was kind of that one that was dormant for so long. You're like, why isn't anybody jumping on this? Well, Loyal Subjects changed all that, and they're bringing out 4 of the most famous vehicles from that series. Well, arguably, everybody's got an opinion. But they're doing the Rhino, which I believe they're now calling, it must be a licensing thing or something with the name Rhino, because that's what the big rig was called. It's now called like the Mobile Command Unit. So that's coming out, and that's coming with 2 figures. And they announced today it's coming with 2 more figures, which I think it's coming with Matt Tracker, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but now they've added Scott and T-Bob.
Oh, I wonder if Rhino, the wrestler, has Rhino trademarked so they can't use it.
Or does Marvel have Rhino trademarked because that's one of the characters in Marvel Land?
No, I have no idea, dude.
Yeah, there's a reason they didn't use it because the blue jet that the bad guy flew, I think that was called Switchblade. It's also not called Switchblade. It's called something else. So they've had to change the name of 2 of the biggest vehicles that Mask put out. Obviously, it's going to be a licensing thing. I just don't know the reason behind it. But yeah, so the Rhino now comes with 4 figures. So that includes Scott and T-Bob, which were not announced previously. The Condor, which was the green motorcycle. I think the dude's name was Brad that drove that. And then they're doing what was his name? Miles Mayhem or something that flew the blue jet. So they're releasing the blue jet with that figure. And then finally the Thunderhawk with Matt Stryker.
Got it. Switchblade. Goddamn, Jay White trademark Switchblade. Son of a bitch.
It's got to be something where somebody's got that name trademark and they can't put it onto a package. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's cool, man. It was one of the cooler toy lines as a kid. You've talked about it on the show that the cartoon itself doesn't stand up.
No.
And that was the basis for 80s toys, was you had to have a comic, a cartoon, or both, and then the toy line launch, right? Because one was the base for the other. And the cartoon it doesn't stand up today, but there's so much love for that line. And I think it was such a drought from like 85 when those came out, the Mask line, until now. We're talking like 40 years, which I think this is the 40-year anniversary of it, which that makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, so now we're seeing mask toys again, but we had such a drought where there was literally zero outside of the one Matt Stryker figure that was produced by Hasbro in the G.I. Joe line. They did a 3 3/4 Matt Stryker, but that's kind of been it. And fans have been clamoring. Remember Cena a few years ago put a mask logo on his Twitter. He teased it. People were like, oh crap, here it comes. And nothing ever came of it. But if they ever do a mask movie, I think Cena makes a lot of sense for Matt Stryker. But yeah, toys are back, dude.
By the way, how much is the Rhino?
I saw 175, but I don't know if that's true. So it's going to be available on on Big Bad Toy Store, bbts.com exclusively. All of the mask toys.
Oh, wow. Good get for BBTS, huh?
Oh, for sure. In fact, David sent it to us earlier. Mask Series 1 and the SDCC exclusive will be available on 7/1 at Big Bad Toy Store. So there you go. July 1st, jump on.
You know what they need to do is they need to get Matt Tracker, Brad, Scott, and T-Bob to form a band to compete with the G.I. Joe guys in San
Cold
Diego.
Slither?
Yeah. They're going to call themselves Slither Cold. And
T-Bob turns into a keyboard.
Anyways, I'm sorry. That was a stupid joke, but I'm sorry.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you. The other toys that were kind of popped me a little bit was those, the Halloween mask toys from NECA. They're coming out with more of them. They're coming out with Garfield, Alf, Predator,
and Pee Wee Herman.
Dude, that is awesome. I didn't think they were going to continue that. I thought it was going to just be a one and done thing.
Well, apparently it's up to series. I think it's at series 8 now.
Oh, I thought the last series was the first.
No, they've done quite a few of them. So I guess I thought it said series 8. Hold on. If only I had a little computer at my fingertips where I could double check the email I got earlier from.
Did they make Gene Simmons?
No, they have not done Kiss. Okay. So who was it? AXN or whatever that had Kiss previously. I don't know if Kiss is still under a deal with them.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So if they're not, then maybe NECA could grab them because right there, because they do sets of 4. So obviously that makes a lot of sense. Hold on. Let me get to okay. So there we go. Trash. Where's my trash? Because I dumped it earlier. That's trash. Big Bad Toy Store. It is, Wave 8 is what it's up to. And BBTS, it's not a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, by the way. It is, you could just buy it. Target, Walmart, whoever carries them will get them. But right now you can get the set of 4 on BBTS. And it's Pee Wee Herman, Predator, Alf, and Garfield, which is, I'm like, please, somebody talk me out of buying the whole set because I love every one of these. The Predator is so good, dude.
Price point?
$88.99 for the set on BBTS.
And there's a set of 4?
It's 4.
Just over 20 a piece. So, okay.
A little over 20 a piece. And these things are great. I gave Mom hers when I went and saw them this past weekend, and she loved it. She literally held it right next to the picture of me in that costume. And she's like, oh my gosh, this is like, it's dead on. It's perfect.
Oh my God, is that Scott?
Yeah, it totally could be.
Did NECA make a figure of Scottoon?
Yeah, as a little 3-year-old, yes. NECA made 3-year-old Scott in a Batman costume. But it would be cool if they could get the Kiss license and to make the Kiss costumes, because Mom would just love that. Because I got a picture of me as Gene Simmons in the sweat mask costume. So it would be perfect to put that one right alongside it.
What were those costumes called again?
Ben Cooper. I believe it's Ben Cooper.
Thank you. Yeah. You're right. Ben Cooper. That's the name I was looking for.
Yep. And that's what every kid got at Halloween. They came in a box. It had a part of a clear plastic window on the front so you could see the mask of who you were buying. And you got small, medium, and large. And that was it. And every kid got their costume that way. And they were boxed up at Toys R Us on these humongous shelves. And you just went up and grabbed your box and off you went with your costume.
That's like the episode of Ted where the kid was wearing the Hulk outfit. He was wearing the Ben Cooper Hulk outfit.
Yes.
And he's all, can't you see I'm the Hulk? And Ted goes, the Hulk doesn't wear a shirt that says the Hulk.
Right. That's why I love the Predator one so much, because it's literally a kid with a Predator mask and like a shirt that says Predator on it. Like, you stupid kid, you're not the Predator. But those figures are so badass. I love them.
Did you pick up anything else outside the DDP?
I did not. But in some food spotting, I was hearing a lot of hype about the Arby's Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
because Arby's does limited time releases just like Taco Bell does. All the fast food places do it now. Well, except for McDonald's. They like are sporadic in their droppings. But anyway, a lot of the fast food places have like a special month deal now where it's like a featured item, just foot traffic, you know. Well, Arby's right now is the Philly cheesesteak. Okay. And you know me and Phillies, dude. I gotta try it.
Yeah.
So I was seeing people giving this thing some love. So yesterday I had an eye appointment, and on days like that I skip lunch, so I just run out and grab something real quick, come back to the office. So I ran out and I grabbed this Philly cheesesteak from Arby's. Now, I don't know if Arby's differs from location to location, kind of how Taco Bell does, right? Mm-hmm. Different Taco Bells, it's better than the other. Arby's could be the same. And I know Arby's are like the Yankees of the fast food world, right? Because with the Yankees, you either love or you hate the Yankees. There is no middle ground with them.
Okay. Nobody's
like, oh, the Yankees are okay. Nobody says that. You're like, oh, I love the Yankees. Or, oh, dude, I can't stand them. I hate them, right? You either love or they. Arby's seems to be the same way. I've never talked to somebody that said, oh, Arby's is all right. No, it's either, oh, Arby's is really good, dude. Or, dude, Arby's sucks. Why do you go there? Mm-hmm. It's like rehydrated meat. Gross. Right? You either love. Well, I've always been an Arby's fan. Their sides are strong. And I like their roast beef sandwiches. So I'm like, okay, it's not going to be bad because it's Arby's, right? They have the meats. That's their whole thing. I got it, and I will not get it again.
That bad, huh?
Not bad. Like a tier below, just mid. Like a mid-level cheesesteak.
Oh, like Macho Man Slim Jim?
Were those mid?
No, the figure is mid.
Oh.
See what I did there?
See, I'm talking about food, and you mentioned Slim Jim. I'm thinking you're talking about...
I brought it back to toys, baby.
I quit.
You don't quit.
I quit.
We're so close to 500, and you're like, I quit.
I can't take this abuse anymore. I will not let you disparage the good name of Macho Man Slim Jim figure ever again.
So as far as sandwiches, say burgers, let's throw burgers into there. Where would you rank it? Would you rank it like below, what's like a mid sandwich, like McDonald's cheeseburger? Let's play the game. Would you rather have a McDonald's cheeseburger or the roast beef sandwich?
The McDonald's cheeseburgers are just so
plain. It's mid. It's like
I wouldn't even say that they're mid, dude. It's like the Frisbee of the fast food world. Just you want to just throw it. It's just, I'm not gonna eat that. I need like 15 of those things to like even put a dent in the appetite. So I would go the cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak, okay. Cheesesteak or chicken sandwich from Burger King.
See, I like the OCS, the original chicken sandwich.
They're not bad.
Yeah, no, in a pinch, dude. Lettuce, mayo, piece of fried chicken. I'm with it. So Burger King over the cheesesteak.
Okay, so the Philly cheesesteak is just a hair above the McDonald's cheeseburger.
McDonald's cheeseburger, yes. My opinion, again, Arby's could be different from location to location, and I normally enjoy Arby's. I was not crazy about that cheesesteak. The bad part is it's like $10. Mm-hmm. So I feel they kind of got over me a little bit. So I'm putting them in the Amazon bucket right now. I'm a little angry at it. I won't get it again.
Here comes the 1 star.
No, I'm not going to Yelp Arby's over their seasonal item. It's okay. I'll forgive them. But I do not recommend, at least at the Arby's here in Tracy. Again, Arby's somewhere else could be different because it's been getting, I've seen good reviews from people.
Okay.
Because there's this dude I watch his reels. His name is Dame Drops or something like that. Mm-hmm. And really cool dude. And I tend to trust his reviews because I've had his stuff that he's recommended. Oh, yeah, it's good. And he recommended this and I was not a fan. Not a fan. So do not recommend.
Okay. I did pick up the Brian Pillman to go with the Steve Austin. So yes. I'm going to pop that open. I'm going to put it right next to the Steve Austin because I've been waiting for many, many years to put them two together to complete the Hollywood Blondes. Even though I have them as Jack's Classics, I now have them as Mattel figures. So perfect. I did get that. Did go to Target and I'm walking down the toy aisle and I see the Hogan, the Top Picks Hogan, where he's in the white trunks and he's got the bandana and he's, I'm like, that's such a cool figure. You know, I think I'm going to pick that up. And then I saw the price point of $24.99.
Uh-huh. See?
I was like, wait, what happened to $22.99? I missed the $22.99.
Nah, we zipped right past that, dude.
Makes me long for the days of $19.99. Holy shit.
Right? So did you end up getting it or no?
No, I'm going to wait for, look, one way I will find it either on Amazon. Hopefully it's not swapped.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You get LJ and Hogan in the package instead.
I'll order it from the same place, and they're like, "Oh, that son of a bitch! He dared to order from us again, thinking I'm you."
I dare him to give us another 1 star.
I can find it on eBay for cheaper. I can find it on
Ringside might have a sale.
So I'm going to wait on this one. And then you never know. Target may have a sale pop up tomorrow or 4th of July that figures are $11.50,
Yep.
and that's when I'll jump on it. I'm noticing I can wait a little bit longer on figures nowadays. There are certain ones that you can't wait on. You should probably jump on, but there are other ones you can definitely pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah. Your FOMO is easing up a little bit.
Very much so.
Yep. And that's crazy. There goes price point. How many times have we talked about space and budget, right? Where it used to be, $19.99, I'm buying it. You wouldn't even thought twice about it. But that $5 increase, now you're like, well, that $5 could be applied to a gallon of gas in my tank.
Yeah.
And not this Hogan figure that I already have 26 of.
Yep.
I'm going to leave it on the shelf, where if it was $5 cheaper, you would have walked away with it. So yeah, hopefully you get that sale, dude.
All right, Scott, let's get into pre-orders. Big Rubber Guys, Major Bendy's, Daniel Fischelhausen. This is the last week to pick it up. So if you're listening to the show prior to Tuesday, pick up that figure, because I believe it's just the month of June, if I'm not mistaken on that one.
I believe so.
Because I know the pre-orders for the Big Rubber Guys, Shawn Mooney, Shotzi Blackheart, the Genius, and Koko B, that is wrapping up here. So if you guys haven't gotten that order in, make sure you do that. It's cool. I've been seeing a lot of ads on Instagram where Shotzi has been promoting it. So
awesome.
That's
good.
I was like, that's awesome. She's promoting her own figure, and she's gone on podcasts where she's promoting it. I was like, that's great.
Good. I hope it sells well.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
really hope it sells well.
Yeah. Bay Area girl, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Saw her at Hood Slam a few times.
Pre-orders on BBTS for Boss Fight Studio, Dragon Lee, Roosh, and Dralistico. Pick those up over at Big Bad Toy Store while you're picking up your mask figures. Latuni, check out their figures, Everest figures, those gigantic looking figures where they're about 12 inches tall. They have the Road Warriors, they have Macho Man. Pick them up over at Latuni. Check out the zombie figures over at Pro Wrestling Tees or zombiesailor.com. Shop.figurecollections.com as well for Buff Bagwell and the Patriot. And shop KWK. Use code Fullyposeable for 10% off of the old figures over at Shop KWK. But this month, J&J Figures, Asylum, Canada, what was the merch one? The Canada merch, or it's up in Canada?
Yeah, it's in Canada.
Yeah. Anyways, check out KWK brand on Instagram, and you can find where you can pre-order the Berserker figure as well. I'm getting my pre-order in for that one.
Let's see. Europe is Wrestling Store.
Okay, yeah, Wrestling Stores Europe, but which one's the Canada? Something
Australia
merch.
and New Zealand is Go Figure. The US is J&J. US is also Asylum. Asia and UK is KWK. Canada is Rasslin, RASSLIN merch.com.
Merch, thank you.
The US, you can also get them at Squared Circle Toys.
And that is our pre-orders for this week. In the news, Foco Batista magazine cover. It's a bobblehead of Batista, and he's kind of folding up the WrestleMania 23 logo. And it's from a magazine cover from back in 2008, 2007, I think it's 2007.
Was that him and Taker?
Yeah.
That would have been, what one did we go to? We went to 26.
Okay, WrestleMania 22 was in Chicago in 2006. 2007 was.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep. Wrestling math.
Yep, exactly. That's how we do meth over here. FC Toys. Welcome, FC Toys. They are doing a bunch of Hardy's figures now. They're doing Hardy's Retros, Hardy's BCAs. There are a lot of Hardy's figures in different variations, and that is over at FC Toys.
Yep. One of the retro looks are basically the double slam jacks. So the red shirt with the black pants. The other version of the retros they have is Matt in a black shirt, Jeff in a bluish purple shirt. And then they've also got bone crunchers of the red shirt with the black pants. And they've got bone crunchers of both Hardys in black shirts and black pants. Really cool looking. So yeah, right now you can get them over at, I guess 627 is Hardy Day, Jeff, is what they're calling it. So that's over at figurecollections.com.
What makes June 27th Hardy Day?
Because they go up for order on the 27th. So it's Hardy Day.
Is it like a national holiday? Do we get it off, please?
It should be. That's what I'm going to tell my boss tomorrow. But sorry, I can't come in. It's Hardy Day.
It's Hardy Day.
Figurecollections.com said so.
Your boss is going to be like, you mean those books back in the day?
Yeah, those Hardy boys?
The Harley boys.
Yeah.
Got a raging clue.
Yeah.
Anyway. Grapplers and Gimmicks sliding into our news each and every week, and we're here for it. They showed the pre-order for Muhammad Hassan rendering. Muhammad Hassan will be coming to Grapplers and Gimmicks Retros.
Yeah, it looks like multiple heads, one of them with the headdress and one without.
Top Rope Collectibles, they made the announcement of Van Hammer. Scott, did you send this over to your drunk wrestling co-host on that?
I did not. I want to wait until I have a picture of it.
Oh,
and
okay.
then I will send it to him and see what he says. Because he's the biggest Van Hammer fan that I know of. Because it took him like 30 plus years to find Van Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he finally did, like, he was in love. Like, he's just like, this is amazing. Like, he loves Van Hammer. He's his biggest fan 30 something years later.
He loved them more than Man Mountain Rock. And he was a WWF guy.
Right. With the WWF guitar, no less. But he loves Van Hammer.
Man Mountain Rock, who is also coming to Grapplers and Gimmicks.
Also with a guitar, too. And I wanted to point out, too, Zombie has the Bruce Lee figures up right now.
Oh, yeah.
The retro Bruce Lees, they are available to order, and they ship the next business day. So if you wanted those Bruce Lee retros, I believe there's 3 of them, 3 different looks. Go check those out, Zombie Sailor.
KWK was hot and heavy on in his Facebook group, I should say. This is from Shawn. The red card Max Moon is officially sold out at shopkwk.com. Whatever extra distributors ordered are the final stocks for those who won't be produced again.
Wow. Congrats, Shawn. That's awesome news, man.
Yeah. So those figures will not be produced again. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Who would have thought Max Moon that popular, but he's selling out. I love it.
All right. KWK Klub. Got to get into this club, I'm telling you. Invitational only program for top tier collectors who have supported KWK brand over the past 2 years. So if you supported KWK brand, then you are welcome into the club. You get the red rope invitation.
Yes, it will be an email that you receive. Make sure that you check your junk or your spam folder to make sure it didn't drop into there. But if you've supported the brand, you should have an email from KWK.
Now, is it that you just purchased something, or like you just purchased numerous items, or
that I'm not sure of?
Okay. And then I've also heard in the club that they play new Tupac, and then they say, Dave Chappelle, that's not your wife.
Yeah.
Just kidding. All right.
I just saw that club.
I saw that skit the other day and it still makes me laugh. Anyways, sorry.
The look on his face. He's like, wait, what?
He's all, and George W., who was the mayor of Oakland. All right. Sorry. Members are, God damn it. Members are personally selected based on, oh, here we go. High volume of KWK purchases, influence in the collecting community, a reputation for collecting rare, limited edition figures. So does my George the Animal Steel get me into this club, Scott?
I believe so.
All right. Well, you're the influence. And yeah, I've purchased quite a few KWK. So
there we go. We're hitting all the squares here.
We're hitting the club. It's going down, stuff like that. All right. Exclusive retro style figures, not part of the Kayfabe Heroes line, along with pre-production and error figures, will be available only to Club Kayfabe members. Not invited? Some items may still be available through our official distributors. Pricing their discretion. KWK brand is proud to reward our most loyal supporters while continuing to grow the brand's prestige worldwide.
Prestige worldwide.
Yes. So yes, if you guys have supported KWK over the years, you get to join the club and look at all that stuff you get access to.
Yep. And there will be exclusive names that come only available in the club. Mm-hmm. Like it won't be, you can just go pre-order it. You've got to be a member of the club to get these figures. So there's the criteria for it. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. It's something you want to be a part of. That's for sure.
One thing I like is that a lot of these third-party companies are going in and they're coming up with things on their own, like new stuff. And yeah, they're doing retro style figures, but they're venturing out. For example, Zombie did Bruce Lee, like we talked about. Majors did Rambo, and Shawn's coming up with this idea for club collectors. And I like the different ideas that each one of these third-party companies are coming up with to keep people enticed and intrigued to keep purchasing their items.
Yeah, absolutely. It keeps the interest going strong in the brand. So yeah, more power to him, man.
So Shawn, good job. Welcome. Well, he's the creator of the club. He's the owner.
Yeah, we can't welcome him to his own club. That would
Yeah, that's true. We can't.
It's a bit daft, like guarding a guard.
Also, up on Jazwares Vault, the FTR VHS packaging figures is up, available to purchase now.
$50.
$50. I'm torn on that. So a lot of us know, and it's no secret in the collecting community, that Jazware figures tend to sit on their website. And sometimes for Christmas, sometimes for holidays, you will see 20% off, 30% off. It's one of those, do you jump on and have that initial reaction of, oh, I need to get these? Or do you play the long game and wait this one out until you do see that percentage off?
Well, I mean, they still have the House of Black available,
which amazes me.
Same. They had the Penta Phoenix and Pox set up for a long time, and I think it took a couple of those 20 or 30% off sales for it to finally deplete. Mm-hmm. The Briscoe's gone, the Hardy's gone. You don't know. It would be nice if they had a little counter sitting there so you knew how much stock was left, so you could kind of watch it. So you're like playing the stock market, right? Like, do I want to buy it yet? Or I want to wait, try to wait it out for the sale? You don't know. It's there until it's not. So Good luck with FTR if you're going to wait it out. I don't know that they have the same purchase power as like the Hardys or the Briscoes do. Certainly not the Hardys, but good luck, dude. They're good looking figures. I like them. They got the ROH belts, the soft goods jackets. Like you said, the VHS packaging, it's a total home run. I really like those figures a lot.
All right, let's head on over to Mattel. No Steve Ozer questions on the Wrestling Figs message boards this week, but we do have some pretty big news. Let's start off with Walmart exclusive John Cena 3-pack. There will be 3 figures in there. There'll be the Ruthless Aggression era. Oh, I put word live. Word live. I meant word life.
It happens. You know, typos, public school education, all of these things.
Running off 4 hours sleep. Let's go.
Hey.
Hey.
That's what we do for the listeners, man.
And also the You Can't See Me era John Cena all come with soft goods clothing. The US spinner title is on the Word Life era John Cena. There's also a US title included as well. This is special packaging as well and is at Walmart. Well, will be at Walmart eventually.
Smash or pass on that one, Jeff?
Can I get it for cheap?
Right. Play the long game with this too. Is that where we're at now with figures? It's just we're going to wait for the discounts?
No, well, trust me, when you're pinching pennies, yeah, you kind of are, but...
So now we're all living by the Steve Fountas philosophy of retails for suckers.
I don't want to be in Steve Fountas's world.
Yeah, because he only gets to eat at the second best taquerias.
You know what? I'm going to take him to the worst taqueria, and then he gets to, retails for suckers. He has to pay like bottom of the rung prices and stuff.
Ooh, what is the worst taqueria?
Out here? I don't know. There's a few I've stepped into,
And you step right back out of?
Stepped into the party and disrupt the whole scene,
Ooh, yeah. Ugh.
And also they announced the San Diego Comic-Con Ultimate White The Champ Is Here soft goods shirt, 4 heads total. Spinner heavyweight title is on the figure in the package. It does come with the world title, the 2 different style WWE titles that went on between 2012 and 2023. I think it was 2022.
Yeah, basically it's every world heavyweight title that he held.
Correct. And the 2002, I call it the Brock Lesnar title because when I see that belt, I associate it with Brock Lesnar.
Yep, exactly.
It's like Winged Eagle. You can associate with whoever you want, but I associate it with Brett, Macho, Shawn, stuff like that. So anyways, the O2 title, heavyweight titles, I call it the Brock Lesnar title.
Very, very nice packaging on that. It's the old school elite style packaging. And the bottom of the package at the very base has like a clear window where you can see all the different titles, excluding the one that's around his waist. He's like running down the aisle too. That's another cool feature of the whole presentation of it. If you are a loose collector, are you going to open this one? Because this is really, really beautiful presentation.
No, you don't open this. Why would anybody open this?
No, that's why I prefaced it with if you're a loose collector.
Oh, trash.
This, I mean, especially with this being Cena's last year,
no,
this would be one I wouldn't be opening this one. Just the overall presentation, the whole packaging is beautiful, and not just the figure, but all of the box that it comes with too. The overall presentation is very nice. It would be considered definitely for a Cena signature, and I think this one is $50.
$50.
I'm out. I don't need any more Cenas in the collection. I'm good, but if you don't have a Cena in the collection, this is definitely a strong one to add to the collection. The overall presentation is just beautiful.
Yeah, it's an excellent looking figure. San Diego Comic-Con.
That's 2 in a row, right?
This is one that I wish they would have given it just a little bit more zazz. Give it all the soft good shirts that you have for Cena. Make the packaging a little bit bigger. And give him...
If I only had a nickel for every time I heard that.
I sit there crying.
It's fun size.
Give it every title he held. So if it's a tag title, give it that. If it was a US spinner, give it that.
So you're talking like that HBK one that came out from ringside a long time ago, the Jacks.
The Steve Austin one.
Yeah, the Stone Cold, yeah.
I mean, if this is, if this is supposed to be a San Diego Comic-Con, dress this thing up. I thought they did a good job with the window of the belts down below.
Love that.
But as far as an SDCC, it's not completely there, if it makes sense. It needed just a little bit more. It needed throw in almost every shirt. I don't care if everybody has every single Cena shirt that ever came on a figure. You throw it in the packaging. Every title that he ever held, different variation title, I should say, throw that in there. Not just the heavyweights. Throw in that US spinner, throw in the US title, throw in a tag title, throw it in and dress that thing up.
Throw in a closet with all of his shirts on little hangers inside the closet.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, dude, that's actually a great idea.
Make for a cool display piece, like Cena in front of the closet, like going through the hangers.
Yeah.
Or you can get like yourself as a little NECA costume kid standing in front of the closet, picking out your John Cena shirt.
Okay, let's not go that far.
Okay, I'm sorry. Get carried away.
But anyways, I think it could have been dressed up a little bit more. I don't hate it. I'm not bad mouthing. I'm just saying there was still more to be desired in that figure. Okay,
well, maybe that'll be like another day. They'll do something like that. Like when you get like a full celebration of Cena, something like that. I think this is fine for San Diego Comic-Con, especially when you compare it to last year with the Shawn Michaels that a lot of people said was a letdown, but it was a good figure, right? But they set the bar so high with San Diego Comic-Con that when they released that Shawn Michaels, you're like, man, was there a placeholder that fell through and this was just kind of like, well, crap, we need something. Just give him the HBK on the zip line. I don't know.
Well, there's that rumor.
There was word on the street, yeah.
Yeah, allegedly there was word on the street that it was supposed to be something else. So
right. So in terms of like overall presentation figure, I think this lines up with last year. I wonder if this is going to be the new norm for them too, right? They realize they set the bar so high. How do we continue to top that? If they're not going to give us Suburban Commando, I guess they just got to do the top names, which, HBK last year, Cena this year. It is what it is moving forward. We'll see what happens next year. Maybe it's a Roman Reigns or something like that. But this seems to be the new trend for them. I think it's fine for a San Diego Comic-Con. And then the big celebration of Cena figure that you're talking about, maybe we'll get that at some point down the road.
Maybe Hall of Fame. Like a super Hall of Fame figure or something, Because I'm just because how great were those Shawn Michaels and those Steve Austin figures that came out from Jack's Deluxe Classic back in the day with all
they were great.
They were fantastic.
Those are the only two that we got.
Yep. And they were dressed up to the gills, dude. They came with Hall of Fame plaques. They came with, Michaels didn't come with the Hall of Fame plaque. Sorry. Austin came with the Hall of Fame plaque.
Yes.
But came with every single belt, came with The vest. I mean, that thing was dressed up it was beautiful. I mean, it was great presentation. One of the best Jakks figures they ever did.
Wouldn't it be cool if Mattel did like an icon series that was literally once per year? And it's a big name Hall of Famer like a Stone Cold or a Hogan or a Warrior or a Brett or an HBK or a Cena. A Hall of Famer, even though Cena's not in the Hall of Fame yet, or an Undertaker, that would contain like one or two of their figures, but interchangeable accessories on them. Mm-hmm. Like, so you could recreate all or most of their looks over their careers to include shirts, all of the titles they won, the Hall of Fame plaque. And it's like $150 figure or a $100 figure, but it's got everything that you need to basically encapsulate their entire career into a box as a figure. Yeah. I think something like that would be cool. And it's a once a year thing, Mattel Creations, you call it icons, and it's only the biggest names. You could even put it up to a fan vote. Like, here's 4 names. You guys pick who we make.
All right, Scott, you want to answer some questions on the Wrestling Figs message boards?
Sure. With no insider knowledge, let's wing it.
Yeah. We are not sponsored by Mattel or Bill or Steve. We do not have any affiliation, but we're just going to answer the questions.
Nor do we have bugs in their facility to know what they're talking about on a daily basis. But yeah, let's fire away here.
Okay, let's answer one. Is Ultimate Edition Io Sky possible? I think she deserves it from what she achieved in the last 2 years. This is from Kuma.
So we're getting 3 UEs per series now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're getting a Bailey. That's literally right around the corner.
Yep.
So I don't see why the current women's champion would not get an Ultimate Edition at some point next year.
Okay. As
long as we have her under a deal, we can make her figures.
Next question is SPN, KCD, and J1. Well, it's addressed to Steve, but we're answering it. So
right.
We're not
this guy
answering.
Sounds like a Star Wars droid.
Yeah, we're not answering it for Steve. We're just answering it.
Yeah, we're guessing.
Real question. What month is Mr. Fuji figure getting released? I want to make sure I get one and need it for my Morocco figure.
November.
Okay. Is that true?
I don't know, but it sounded convincing, didn't it?
It actually did. You were like, dude, the confidence in your voice. Holy shit, dude. I was like, you had me believing it was November.
I believe he's in the next Legends series with Demolition, right?
Yeah.
There's not one coming out before.
Not to my knowledge. They did show off the renderings in April. Yeah, that could be.
Right, but the set with the Billy Gunn, Terry Funk,
Undertaker, yeah.
That just went up for pre-order now.
Okay, gotcha.
So I would imagine the next one's going to go up for pre-order, which would be the Demolition and Fuji set. Should go up for pre-order like August, which would ballpark those figures around September, October. Yeah. Maybe pushing even into November.
This one is Team Madness. Any chance to pump out more Ultimate Legends, 80s to 2010-ish? I feel like it's a solid month or two between each release. Is this the pace you expect going forward?
So Ultimate Legends, I think you're getting Coliseum Collection.
Yeah.
So expect fewer in the main Ultimate Edition line and just be happy with what you're getting in the Coliseum Collection, with the occasional Legends sprinkled in.
I love that you're answering this. This is fantastic.
It sounds pretty confident, right?
Dude, it's like you have me believing, like, what does Scott know? Does he have little bugs at Mattel or something? You know?
Are the offices bugged? No, but I mean, we're getting Legends in the Coliseum Collection two at a time, right? And we're getting, 3 or 4 sets of those a year? Mm-hmm. So that's cool. 6 to 8 Legends Ultimates every year. Yes, I'm good. I'm happy with that. And if they're sprinkled into the main line too, keep them coming. But I would say be happy with the Coliseum Collection.
This comes in from HCTP02. What happened to the third head that was supposed to come with the Target Shawn Michaels Legends Ultimate? Will it eventually see the light of day on another figure or of his?
If I can make it fit into a future line, even quite possibly as like a Build-A-Figure, it'll happen. As long as we have the rights to make the figure, I'll try to make it happen.
I will answer this one. Budget.
Right.
And scene.
Right. Oh, I also forgot the 2 packs of tag teams that Ringside does. Those are more Legends Ultimates that you're getting 2 to 3 times a year. So I think they don't have to be sprinkled into the main Ultimate Edition line for representation, because you're getting the Coliseum Collection, you're getting those tag team 2 packs. So I think that's where they're going to focus their Legends. Or I'm sorry, that's where we're going to focus our legends.
Oh.
I got to remember I'm part of the team.
I would like to add the asterisk that we are not affiliated with Mattel or Bill or Steve. And
despite how convincing this sounds, we don't know.
This is all parody.
Yeah, right. So play along.
Yeah, good job answering that, dude. You had me a couple of times. I was like, holy shit, what does he know? Like, this is interesting.
Yeah, I talked to Steve before we started recording.
All right, we're going to round out the show quickly with... Actually, you know what? Let's round it out with Josh Thompson question.
Let's do it.
All right. Next week, we're going to get back to the, depending on Steve Ozer and the message boards, we'll get back to the magazines. Because next week, I'm looking forward to this one. It's WWF Magazine, September 1994.
Awesome. Oh, and I did want to throw out real quick, too, we're in talks with Shawn for a date and time for his San Diego Comic-Con presentation. Like we did the last couple years with him. He's lining up guests. We're working on the date and time. And as soon as we have a formal announcement, you'll hear it from us on the show, and you can expect to see it on Shawn's social media, the KWK brand as well.
All right. This comes in from JT. Hey, Jeff and Scott. JT here, back with that bi-weekly submission. Boys, I know news has been slow. So to pass the time, why don't we make some predictions? What are your guys' predictions for figures and announcements we may see at AEW All In? All right.
Oh, curveball.
I'll have to field this one, Scott.
Yeah, I did the Steve bit. You got AEW.
Here's mine. Kota Ibushi. I don't care how long he's been off TV. Jazwares. He needs a figure ASAP. Agreed.
He just came back, right? Like, didn't he just show up on this past weekend's TV?
I haven't even had a chance to watch it yet. Did
he show
spoiler
up? Alert.
Oh, cool. Well, cool. I'm glad he's back, dude.
Yes, he is back. So yeah, JT's totally right. Like, Kota Ibushi needs a figure. I think he would have ended up in the Super 7 line had it continued.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, it went away after Series 2. We never got that Kota Ibushi. One of those names that definitely needs a figure.
Yep. Jay White was supposed to be in that Series 2. That's
correct. Yes, That's correct. Who has since got an AEW figure, but would have been cool to see him in the Super 7 line.
Josh Alexander. And yes, Scott, I'm going to buy his figure just to spite that other company that was supposed to make his figure, but then ghosted us all.
Oh, that Solid Communication company that released all that bullshit a while back, and we haven't heard dick out of them since. Oh, yeah, that one? Mm-hmm.
Dude, that was like a month ago. You want constant communication? Come on now.
You know what? Now they're in the bucket with Amazon and Arby's. Okay?
It's a good thing they don't have a Yelp. You would be in their Yelp every day, dude.
I would.
Yeah. Karen 1, Karen 2, Karen 3. That's your screen tag names.
Their reviews looking worse than Megalopolis.
Oh my God. Way to bring that.
Too soon?
Oh my God, dude. Way to bring that one back. And just like with Mattel, Steve and Bill, we had no affiliation with Megalopolis except for having them on our show.
That was it. Yeah, that was it. And we did a giveaway with them, which I hope they followed through with that giveaway. I thought they did.
I thought they did.
They were giving away the best figure of all time, Jeff.
The Bret Hart Red Card Hasbro?
All right. That's it. I quit. I'm done. I'm done.
Another AEW ring, this time with the all-in apron. That'd be cool. A lot of figure photographers would love that one.
Yes.
More ROH guys from both the past and present. Yes, Chris Hero, please.
Yes. If you look, I'm not going to buy a lot of the AEW figures, but if they do a Kings of Wrestling, a KOW 2-pack, I am 100% buying a KOW 2-pack. You and I, Jeff, were gigantic fans of the KOW. So yes, I would be 100% in if they can land Chris Hero. They've already got Claudio. So please, Jazwares, make that happen.
Let me throw another one at you. Smash or pass. You threw that at me earlier. Smash or pass. Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. They have Shelton Benjamin under a deal. What if... I know Charlie Haas isn't under any deal. Well, he may be under a deal with the third company. I'd have to go through the Rolodex real quick, but brain's fried right now. So Smash or pass, World's Greatest Tag Team, or I forget what they were in ROH. World's...
crap. I don't remember what they were called in ROH. World's Greatest Tag Team in the WWF, but I forget what they called them on the ROH circuit. It's a pass for me. Okay. And it's a pass because I have one of their Jack's Adrenaline 2-packs on the wall signed by both of them. So that's a pass for me.
Okay. Ultimate 2-pack of the Young Bucks. So I think he means Supreme.
Oh, that makes all the sense in the world, dude. Absolutely.
And to be honest, that's the low-hanging fruit that hasn't been done yet as a Supreme Ultimate. I mean, they've done quite a few Young Bucks in different attires, but I'm pretty sure they can put their collective noggins together and come up with something to make it, dress that thing up, the world tag titles, what else can you do to dress that thing up? And I think that if you put everybody's brain together, you can make a Supreme 2-pack of the Young Bucks.
Well, again, you could do, because the Supremes do the interchangeable lower half of the body. Mm-hmm. So you could do different colored tights for them as well. Different colored boots, different shirts, the different tag titles. Dude, here's the thing. I read a while back, and I don't know how true this is. Somebody from the territory would have to tell me, but the Bucks are talking about buying PWG because PWG's been dormant for a few years.
I heard that as well. Again, it's one of those hearsay. You don't know how true it is.
Yes, but you've got right. But if they can land the PWG brand, that could get brought to Jazwares, and now you're making figures of guys who have never had a figure.
Super Dragon.
That's the one. That is the one. But not only that, the titles as well. You can do the PWG tag titles with a Supreme set of Young Bucks. Yeah. So selfishly, I want to see PWG come back. Not just because of the wrestling, but because of what can be brought to the table for future action figures. Like, that is my focus, is we need a Super Dragon figure, damn it. I have been clamoring for, and not a custom, I've been clamoring for a Super Dragon figure for years. And if they could get their hands on a Super Dragon deal and PWG as a whole, dude, that would be amazing. Because then you could get like ring skirts made, and you got a PWG ring. You got, because remember, you would have guys in Ring of Honor wrestling in PWG, right? You've had the Kings of Wrestling. In fact, Claudio was their heavyweight champion at one point. Mm-hmm. The Briscoes came through. Everybody came through there. Kenny Omega, Steen, Generico. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to make those guys. But man, the library that would then open up for more figures if they buy PWG, dude, sky's the limit. I would be blown away by that. So if they ever do Supreme Bucks, I hope they come with the PWG tag titles.
I'm wondering if PWG would be like NXT, like it, they would be able to have it like NXT and have it be I don't want to say the minor leagues. Obviously.
Is that not Ring of Honor?
I'm going to say no. Yeah, they have people switch off on TV shows every once in a while, but I don't know. I really think PWG would definitely be like an NXT type thing for AEW. And I think that's low hanging fruit for you to do right there, because PWG has that underground name like NXT did. You can obviously build it up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. And that rounds out the show. Go check out our buddies over at the Rumble Wheel and TB Toycast, as well as the Positively Pro Wrestling podcast, Stolen Gimmicks. In the Marbles pod with Soda and Ethan and Scott, I'm powering through. I'm NASCARing up. I'm charging up the ranks.
Excellent. What's your place now?
I am in 6th.
Nice.
Right? I know. I wouldn't expect that. Cheat code is working. Legendary figures with Brian. Obviously, Brian, we love you, man. Work the Arm podcast with Jeff and Jamie. Ryan Buzz with Trivia Buds, Chick Foley Show, RJ at Ringside Rant, and EJ and Rucker with Boot to the Face. And again, Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling is back again.
Love those guys.
And that rounds out the show. Scott, for episode 492. Anything else?
Stay safe, stay healthy. Fig Life since 2016, and happy toy hunting.
I want to thank everybody for listening to episode 492. Hashtag Fig Life. Adios.
Yeah. Fullyposeable. Let's go. Jeff and Scott, the Toon Brothers, busting out the ring, but we don't take it out the box. MOC. Happy toy hunting. We'll see you next week with the OGs of WFP. Fullyposeable. Thank you all for listening. It ain't no storyline, real life siblings. So everybody go and do your toy spotting. Hashtag Fig Life. Adios from the Kings.